Alright guys, so I know that some of you are getting pretty sick of the Zwift content at the minute, but at the minute it's all stations go ahead of the Zwift National Finals, which take place on the 28th of March. Then I can start to focus on my road season again. So I appreciate your guys' patience. Good morning, welcome back to the vlog. I'm going to jump straight into today's video and the idea that I've got for today's video. I've not got a whole lot of time to train today, so instead of heading out on the road and doing a road session, I'm going to shorten it and condense it and do a more specific session on the turbo trainer. Yes, in hindsight, I could have got up earlier and just gone out on the road, but it's given me, I kind of had this idea, so today is a perfect day to test this idea ahead of the KISS Community League race tomorrow night. All right, let's jump into it and go straight to the trainer. Okay, I think the best way to explain this situation is with a pen and a couple of pieces of paper. So when we are out on the road bike, we try to find a position that is, yes, it's somewhat comfortable. What the hell is that? We go again. Now, I appreciate this is not a great picture of a bike, but I am not an artist, so. The position that we go for on a bike is as aero as possible, so the wind flies over us and we go as fast as possible through the air, and sometimes, you know, we compromise comfort for aero gain. In that racing situation, our hip angles, you know, they're probably like that. However, in search of a more performance benefiting position, in search of a position where you can put down the most amount of power, I kind of came up with a little bit of an idea yesterday, hence this bike on the turbo train and hence that crazy stem. I'm in a much more upright position, and so my hip angle is probably, you know, it's probably more like that. The risk we run when we get as low and as aero as possible is trapping off your hip flexor, and therefore you can't put down as much power. I haven't done too much testing on this subject personally, but yeah, it's just an idea that I had in the turbo trainer when aerodynamics really don't matter. The main thing, the only thing that matters is how much power you can put through the pedals. So I decided to do a little bit of a test last night, and if you saw the live stream, I raced and I managed to win. And I did that race on this said rally here. It's just an old bike of mine that's in the shed that I haven't used for a few years. My dad actually uses it now. Yeah, I raced in it last night. I'm in a much more upright position. You know, the only thing that's the same as my Colnago is the saddle height from the saddle to the pedals. The one downside is on this bike, there's only a compact group set, and in the sprint last night I definitely ran out of gears just because I didn't have that 53 that I'm used to. But at the minute I'm just testing the concept, so I want to do another training session on this bike today with some different efforts. I've got a VO2 max session and some sprints to do, and then all being well I'll do the KISS Community League on this bike tomorrow. I'm doing a lot of research at the minute. I'm trying to do everything that I can to up my Zwift racing game, and I think one of the steps in doing so is finding a position that is optimized for Zwift racing, that isn't necessary, like, it's not necessarily going to be the most aero position on a bike, but it's going to be the strongest position. So yeah, time to train. So the plan for today's session is it's about an hour and a half in total. And I'm going to start off with some 3-minute VO2 max efforts. Got 4 in total, but the difference with these is there's only 1 minute recovery between each effort, so by the 4th one they're going to get pretty grippy. Then I've got another block of 4, and then I'm going to finish things off with a few 30-30s. Okay, so that was the first session with the less aero setup, more ergonomic setup, let's call it. And it didn't, I don't know, I didn't feel like great today. Don't know whether it was because of the racing last night, but delving into it a little bit more, I've got shorter cranks on this bike and that compact chain set, and trying to do high power efforts. Maybe that was a factor. What I'm going to do is, what I'm going to do for tomorrow's race, which you probably have already seen. If you caught the live stream last night, what I'm going to do is get the Colnago on here and put a neutral stem on. At the minute I've got a minus 17 degree stem, so it's a real aero position. Like, it's comfy, but it's aero, so no doubt there's some power being lost in the hips. So I'm going to put the Colnago on here with a neutral stem, and we'll just, you know, we'll go from there. This bike is also like 2 sizes too small, so it's not ideal. All right, I'm pretty cooked now. Whew. Okay, it is about 2 hours since I last picked up the camera. I drove myself to Monica's house, but she's still working. However, I'm out with a dog. This is Monica's dog. Scout, come here. This is Scout, everyone. Scout is a Springer Spaniel, and yeah, Monica's at work today. She's not yet finished, and then I'll catch up with her. Then I'll see her in a little bit. Drop it. Drop it. Alright guys, so the guys at Black BLS or Blackline Sprinting asked me if I would do a review of their kit bag that they sent me about 2 or 3 weeks ago now, and I thought yeah I'll do a review of it. First off, BLS, it's a South African based company. They're a pretty new company. They sell sort of all types of bags, and obviously, you know, they specialize in cycling, hence this race day kit bag. And I guess first off the rip, I'm going to jump straight into this little review. I mean, I don't do review videos, so I'm sorry if this is bad. I'm going to try and be as elaborate and as in depth and in detail and as critical as possible. But yeah, first off the rip, it's a pretty sturdy bag. Everything looks pretty machined well. You know, it's good. The kit bags get thrown around in cars and taken to races all across wherever you're going. So yeah, when we open it up, one of the things that I do like about this bag is the size of it. It's pretty bigger than your average kit bag, and there's a couple of reasons for that. The first is it's got separate compartments for different things. So your bottle, this is a bottle compartment where you can put 2 bottles. It's got a shoe compartment here, which I've got size 12 feet, and they stick out the top. Look at that. But you know, the lid still shuts fine, as you just saw. It also has a compartment underneath here for your helmet. Not a lot of bags have that, which is pretty cool. And then also in this bottom section is this little accessories box where you can put, I put gels and my heart rate monitor and my sunglasses in there. So kind of like the smaller items that you don't want to get lost within the bag, like within your kit and stuff. It's just nice to have all these like little separate sections. It kind of keeps everything apart, especially, you know, if you've got dirty shoes. You shouldn't be turning up to a race with dirty shoes, but if you've got dirty shoes, then they're not going to be messing with your kit, you know, getting your kit dirty. Because there's all these separate compartments for, you know, shoes, your helmet, and your bottles, this doesn't actually leave a whole lot of space for your kit. It's just this section here, which if you're racing in the summer is fine, because all you've got really is shorts, jerseys, a base layer, maybe some arm warmers, and a pair of gloves and your socks. You've not got a lot of kit. But when you're racing in the winter, like I've been doing at the minute, I know it's not the winter, but it feels like the winter. You've got all your winter kit. It kind of gets a little bit congested. I managed to do it the first race of the year at Pimbo, where I first used this bag. You saw that video there. I managed to get all my kit in. But what I did do was I just took the bottles out. You know, I put the bottles on my bike because they're going to be on the bike anyway, so they don't necessarily need to be in the kit bag. And then that way it freed up this compartment here. So I put all my normal kit in here, then like my wet weather gear in here, so my rain jacket, my gilet, a pair of winter gloves, and then it seemed to be a much nicer fit. The final positive point that I want to highlight is this bag comes with a couple of wet bags. I've not actually got them with me. They're kind of just like drawstring bags, and the idea of those is after a wet day on the bike, you take your kit off and you don't have to put your kit back in the bag and make the bag smell and damp and just get a bit horrible. So you can put them in the wet bag, stick them back in here, then when you get home, put them straight into the washing machine, wash the wet bag, and that way it just keeps the bag nice and fresh and just clean. It's a very basic addition, but it's a basic effective addition. So as this is a review, I want to bring attention to the little things that I think could be improved with this bag, or things that I don't really like. First off was, like I said, the kit situation, the winter kit situation. When you've got your bottles in the bag, you know, there's not a lot of space. But a simple workaround to that is just by taking the bottles out and filling the bottle section with your kit. Another, I guess, maybe a negative, something that I think could be an improvement to this bag, is by having a little credit card sized pocket just for your license and a card and maybe a bit of cash, because the only other small sort of place you can put it, the small compartment, is in the accessories box, which is fine, but like I always panic before I go to a race that I've forgotten my license. So it'd be nice to, for example, a little pouch on the inside of the main flap, like here, maybe even a clear plastic sort of section where you can just open the bag, see your license there, see your credit card there, and you know you're all good. You know you're not going to go to your race and forget your license. But yeah, a couple of little negative things there. Overall, very, very, very good bag. You might have seen this in the Vegan Cyclist videos. He uses the same bag. So yeah, I guess overall, great bag. I don't really know what to say. I don't do reviews. Okay, so Monica has finished work, and tonight the sun has decided to, well today, this afternoon, the sun has decided to come out. It warmed up to like 18 degrees at one point, and it's a pretty clear sky tonight, so I think the sunset's going to be pretty nice. So we're driving into the hills, trying to find a nice little viewpoint, a vantage point to catch the sunset. Would you just look at that?
One that no one's friends with.
You having fun there? We came to see the sunset and one's just playing with the worms.
They've all got, where did they all, they've all gone.
You've scared them off.
So dramatic, it's on my lips. Yeah, but I can't say it. I'm trapped in love. Yeah, I have faced it 1,000 times. Yeah, don't medicate it. It won't come out.
Go on. Oh! See you tomorrow at 4 PM. Peace!